Momma from Scratch. My name is Emily if you're new, and I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 Dollar Tree DIYs that are a little bit more on the neutral side for fall decor. I wanted to kind of play it up a little bit and show you a couple different options, so I hope that you guys will enjoy this video. If you do, be sure to give it a thumbs up, especially if you're excited to see more fall DIYs to come, and subscribe if you're new because I have plenty more ideas for you. I also have a fall shopping spree giveaway going on my Instagram, so if you are not following me there, go ahead and head on over and enter that because there's only like a day or so left. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started with these DIYs. Now you can paint your canvas if you'd like to, but I did not. You can also use a paintbrush versus a Sharpie if you wanted to, but just go ahead and make your stripes on your canvas. And mine, I wanted to do a mason jar look. You could use whatever else you wanted to do. I do suggest drawing this out with a pencil beforehand, that way you get nice even lines everywhere. When I go down here, I didn't do it quite wide enough and I couldn't erase it because it was Sharpie. And then I just gave it a little bit more texture like a mason jar would look. And then I went ahead and went in with the words. Again, I would suggest writing this out with a pencil if you want it to look seamless and all even. Mine didn't quite look very even. I'm a little disappointed, but hey, that's okay. And then I took my leaf and started gluing down everything. I kept a more neutral theme for this, but you can use traditional colors if you wanted to, and just start layering on your pieces. And I kind of work as I go along, so if something doesn't look right, just feel free to move it and work as you go. Really simple though. You really don't have to do too much. My point was to make it look like a a jar, but it have a sign at the same time. And I like the big flower on there as well. And then you could also add a couple more lines and make it look more like a vintage piece of wood, even though it is white, but just kind of look like an old piece of board. That's what I was doing here. I don't know if I like it actually. You guys can tell me if it was a yay or a nay. The first thing to do is to start layering in your flocked stems, and I like to bend them a little bit to kind of flow with the way the wreath is going. That's the nice part about having them wired. And I started just layering them different colors at a time. So I wasn't planning on actually adding florals to this wreath, but the mini mums in this creamy color just looked really gorgeous on it, and I just liked the way it kind of brought it together. In the end, I'll actually show you I moved them around. Then go ahead and take your leaf. You can clip it in or glue it in, and then I took my pine cone and layered that on as well. And then I actually took the other mum that was on the right side and moved it over with the other one, so it was kind of, because the leaf was so big I didn't think it evened out right. Then I took my glue gun and glued in the welcome metal piece. It had to kind of stretch it a little bit because it wasn't quite long enough, so it's barely hanging on there. And then you can always add ribbon to behind it or wrap the really pretty ribbon around your wreath if you want some more texture and design to it. For this ribbon, I thought it would just be pretty as a wreath holder, so I cut that and then glued the ends together, and then you can wrap it around anything you need to. I really love the way this looks. I want to show it to you on white here and also on black. Both are stunning. This DIY is really easy. I just started by taking my leaf and painting it white. You don't have to do this. Again, I was just trying to keep with a little more of a neutral theme here. And then take your burlap ribbon and go ahead and measure that out, and then you can cut that down to the size for your jar. And then I just put a strip of glue on each end and then pressed my glass jar into it, and then just worked that all the way around so it was completely glued to the jar. glue on your leaf next, and then take your twine and wrap that around. The twine just adds a little bit more of a dimension and gives your eye something else to look at. And again, this is really simple. I just tied a little bow to it, and then I ended up using the brown leaf ribbon, cutting one off and placing that in the middle. Again, just adding a little bit of color to it. This is how this turned out. You can add a tea light to it or a candle inside, whatever you would like to do. So the felt welcome and the leaves are actually off of this other Dollar Tree sign that they carry there. I had a DIY planned for it and it failed, so you guys aren't seeing that. I started by taking the Sharpie and covering up the red lettering. You could leave it or also cover it with glitter, whatever you want. I wanted to kind of mute it down a little bit. I took the mini mums and then glued those onto the felt pumpkin. The pumpkin is really bright, so I was trying to mute it down with the more neutral colors. But you could also doll it up and make it a little bit brighter as well with traditional fall colors if you wanted to. I just hooked on those pretty glittered leaves. They are amazing. And then added this flower on there, and then I added a little bit more mums coming out the side just to kind of have it taper down the pumpkin a little bit. I really like how pretty those mums are. And then I had originally painted over those yellow leaves that I had, but I didn't like the way they look. They don't look good painted, so I don't suggest it, and I actually ended up leaving them off because I thought they just looked gross. I just took a little bit of paint, put it on the back of the felt, and glued that down, but this is the final product. I think it's really gorgeous. I wish I could paint the felt maybe white or different color, but it just doesn't carry the paint well. But overall, I hope that you guys all enjoyed these different DIYs and got lots of inspiration for decorating your home. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, and I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful day. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.